मैं पाकिस्तान से मित्रता और सहयोग बढ़ाने के लिए पूरी गंभीरता से शांतिपूर्ण वातावरण में बिना आतंक के साये के साथ द्विपक्षीय वार्ता करना चाहता हूं, लेकिन पाकिस्तान का भी यह दायित्व है कि उपयुक्त वातावरण बनाएं और गंभीरता से द्विपक्षीय बातचीत के लिए सामने आए। और इस मंच पर बात उठाने से समाधान के प्रयास कितने सफल होंगे, इस पर कईयों को शक है। आज हमें बाढ़ से पीड़ित कश्मीर के लोगों को सहायता देने पर ध्यान देना चाहिए।
Your first reaction to Mr. Narendra Modi's strong rebuke to Mr. Nawaz Sharif's statement on Kashmir. Your opening comments, Vineet.
See, last few weeks, rather last 3-4 months, we are trying to do. If you see, Narendra Bhai, when he sworn in, he actually got all the SHARC nations together, and he was the first prime minister in the world who actually talked to the neighbors before even being sworn in.
Right.
So now our sincere efforts are to take the neighbors along with us. And one of them is that we should have a strong relationship and we should not go to the third party. Taking this issue in the UN actually spoils the atmosphere. We cannot discuss things in the shadow of terrorism. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And originally, Modi ji was not supposed to speak on this. He was going to speak on larger issues and different issues. But I think Nawaz Sharif ji toned down the relevance of the entire meeting. After he did that, then the Prime Minister had to respond back, and he responded accordingly.
That UNGA was not a proper forum for Nawaz Sharif or Pakistan to raise the Kashmir issue.
Right.
I think UNGA is the proper forum to raise Kashmir issue, since the UNGA passed Kashmir self-determination in 1948. So it was a proper forum to raise the issue.
Spoken about plebiscite at United Nations again.
Yeah.
And this is a change from that position, because originally in the Shimla Agreement and Lahore Declaration that they would only keep it between a bilateral agreement between India and Pakistan. So they're going back to their position of plebiscite. Now, when that has been said at the United Nations Forum, it was incumbent of the Prime Minister of India to first and foremost reiterate that Kashmir is an indivisible part of India. Have you seen Mr. Modi say that? Do the BJP and Mr. Modi feel any kind of qualms in accepting that Kashmir is an integral part of India and an indivisible part of India? Because it was a historical blunder for him not to have said it.
Point here is that what Modi said, that one, he has made us proud at the platform, it was a global one. Two, what he said was more important in a global context. Three, Pakistan as a country is bilaterally, it's important. At a global level, it's just another neighbor that we have, and we want to have a good relation. That's what he said. I don't think that we need to make Shahjad is very important, that we need to, see what he should say and what he should not say. One more important point which he came out is about the Indian stature in Indian culture. Like he talked about yoga, which is really important. People are looking at it.
Is a testament to the intellectual bankruptcy that he brought to that speech in the United Nations. You see, G group, the G20, G8, G5, all of these groups are mostly economic. United Nations is concerned, where he was sitting and giving a speech. That was the General Assembly, which is G193. I mean, has he taken cognizance of that? Secondly, as far as the Permanent Security Council is concerned, that Permanent Security Council is the only group of 5 countries which has a veto power. It can actually veto the going of another country to war, etc., and political actions of other countries. Now, you want to be there as India. We let go of that opportunity for China once. We want to be in that group. By saying G all, G20 nahi hona chahiye, G all hona chahiye, does he want Pakistan also to be in Security Council?
As you know that in the last few months, there has been firing and tension along the line of control. And therefore, the Modi government has been criticized for taking a soft stance on Kashmir and on Nawaz Sharif's side. when he came on the oath taking of Prime Minister Modi, he deliberately ignored the separatist leaders from Kashmir, and that was a first. So there have been, both the parties have been deliberately ignoring this issue. But when the Pakistani envoy in Delhi met the separatist leaders in August, and the Modi government cancelled high-level talks with Pakistan, it was clear that now Pakistan was going to bring up this issue in the UN. And as you've seen in the last few weeks, that even Bilawal Bhutto, who is in opposition to Nawaz Sharif, brought this issue up when he visited Punjab 2 weeks ago, I think. So it is a popular issue in Pakistan, especially in Punjab. There is internal pressure on Nawaz Sharif to bring this issue up and not to bypass it when doing peace talks with India. And for Modi, in his speech in the UN, he has given a clear signal that he doesn't want to take his previous hardline stance, and then there is, room for diplomacy there. So I think it's the water hasn't passed under the bridge.
If you are talking about some UN speech of Mr. Modi, I think we are talking about something really big, where we have taken our country to the next level, where Modi has made us proud. And when we still go to the level of discussing Kashmir, Gujarat and all that, I think what Shehzad really want to bring in, I don't know from where he gets his instruction and speak like this.
To be a BJP Prime Minister, we should not have a reaction, and those are spelling mistakes that we are pointing out. I think the self-righteousness can be spared, at least on me. You can give it to somebody else.
Great, Shehzad. I am not giving it to you. It's typically to the congressmen like you. Okay, so point which I want to make is that I have a family which is proud because what Modi has done. I have a lot of friends in US who are very proud because now they can call them as Indians, not from a country where we have rapist, scam and the country of poor, which Manmohan Singh has rightly mentioned with Barack Obama, but with a country who has self-confidence, who has delivered, they have performed, and they have ability to take things forward.
Pakistan to provide peaceful atmosphere without shadow of terror seems to me out of, kind of childish to me, because we need to have a peace dialogue, we need to have peace talk.
All right. We need to have dialogue. We need to have peace dialogue, and asking Pakistan as a bigger country, asking Pakistan to remove the shadow of terrorism is immature, says Salman Sikandar from Amsterdam. Vineet, do you think India is being immature? India should be the big brother and be generous? I think that's what Salman wants to say. Have talks irrespective.
See, India is a very matured democracy for the last 66 years, bearing the 2.5 years of democracy. So the world should not advise us what is a mature democracy. Rather, if you see, Pakistan had many coups. They had interferences from non-democratic setups. That's a state where the elected government has a lesser say than the other people in the governance. So, probably my counterpart, the gentleman from Amsterdam, has to understand what India talks is very, very mature. All our prime ministers, whether they are from BJP or any other party, have been very sensible when they went to the international arena. They never talked about anything which is not in the interest of the region. They always saw peace first, prosperity first, rather than having individual greeds or their own needs.
I feel that we have made a mockery of ourselves at an important platform at United Nations, and no wonder the seats were empty, and the only people clapping were the people who accompanied Mr. Modi. There were the 2-3 people who roam around with him in his entourage. So I think that itself spoke very highly, and I think we need more sincere and more senior leadership at the top.
Let us use our power of social media to create an environment where your country and my country comes closer to development. We don't get into petty issues. Whatever compulsions may be.